guys, so here's the deal. I'm a 51-year-old single woman. I work hard and I am tired of the corporate world. I just want to choose life and travel. But the truth be told is I don't want to do it alone. So I'm looking for somebody I can take care of. You know, pay the bills, put your favorite food in the fridge, buy you a truck or something shiny. I don't know, guys, what do you think? Should I go for it?
No man, I repeat, no man, regardless of who they are, should be allowed to flirt with your woman. Doesn't matter how long they've known each other. It's not about his charm or his confidence or the environment they're in. It's about the line she allows him to cross. When a woman really respects you as a man, she shuts it down before it even begins. No smiles, no flirting, no hugs, no nothing. No room for you to have any type of doubt. But when she entertains it, laughs at it, plays along because she's protecting someone else's feelings instead of your feelings, the betrayal has already begun.
Ladies, because of how you are wired, you can be a great asset to your husband, but you can also be a great asset to Satan. The Bible says that the type of woman that is of great value to God is a woman that is meek and quiet spirited. Meek, not weak. But this day and age, when you say meek, that's what they hear is weak. No, meekness is a sign of strength. You being able to control your emotions and control your mouth and control your attitude is a sign of strength. You setting it off in Walmart and we see you on CNN. That is not a sign of strength. That's a sign that you're crazy. Up in there with a bonnet and yellow house shoes on and pajamas, cussing everybody else out because they tricked you out of 10 cents. Yeah, you don't need to marry nobody. Y'all follow me? Now, why I brought that up, I have no idea. I'm a prophetic pastor, and there are people who come in here and they have real questions and real issues. And sometimes God will put the whole sermon on pause. He said, I need you to talk about this because this might save somebody. What is that name of that book that you and I found out about? The marriage book, Love and Respect. That's the most awesome book. Let me tell you something. With that book, I tested it on married couples who have good marriages, and they say, we have never read anything like that about it.
This is one of the reasons I married you. This guy was hitting on me and he was pestering me and you just watched it. And I was like, why is he not coming in and like protecting me or defending me or like stopping the situation from happening? And we're debriefing about it. I was like, why didn't you do something? And he was like, I believed you were fully powerful to handle that situation. You're capable and you could definitely just tell him no and to stop bothering you. Now, if the guy was dangerous.
If I perceived that there was something that you couldn't handle, he would have gotten and punched the nose.
Yeah. You were looking at the situation looks safe, actually. I was just terrified of rejecting people. And I remember this feeling afterwards of like, no one's ever told me that I was capable. They've just rescued me. You were like, no, there's more in you than you know. And I want you to be able to start to see it.
I think it also speaks to how men do their children a lot of times. They'll kind of sit there and watch because it's a safe environment. And when you get out of this environment, you're not going to have me, right? So I'm sitting here watching you now to see what you do, see how you handle it, because I'm not always going to be here. I'm not always going to be by your side. I might pass away and there might be a situation where you got to handle it by yourself. Not necessarily this, but you've got to stand up and say, no, this is what needs to happen, right? You have to stand on that. Now, if it was a dangerous situation where I say, okay, this might be a little bit too much. She might be a little over her head. Too much in this, right? Then I'll step in and say, hey, you got to chill and take it easy, right? But this is what a lot of modern women do. They expect their husband to come in and, fix everything until they don't want anything fixed. But the man steps back and I like his approach. He steps back and just kind of observes. And I say, I want to see if you're going to do what you're supposed to do. I want to see if you are going to do what you know to do. So if I wasn't here, how are you going to behave? That also, as a husband, lets me know how much more the perimeter that I need to build up. That lets me know how I need to advise next time the situation comes up, because I know how you've acted in this situation because I'm observing you. So he's also collecting data about you and understanding how you operate, while also trying to help you to get stronger and better in certain situations.
Mothers destroy sons.
Now that I got your attention, let's take it to the comments and discuss.
When the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
Oof, but wait, there's more. Keep listening.
So I'm asking you, since this is not a demonstration of a man, you need to tell me what man you're using to measure him with. Which one?
My idea.
Which is your idea. Now, is that the idea you trained him up to be?
No.
Oh. So how in the blazing bejesus are you holding him accountable to a standard that you didn't teach him, his father didn't give him, he don't even know what it is, and yet as his mother, you sit in his face and tell him you don't respect him as a man? Tell me how.
Let's take it to the comments. Right here, let's see what y'all think.
7 years ago, I met this lady at work, and we became really good friends for about 2 years. And she was married to a man she'd been with since she was a teenager that she had a kid with, and they were in a really unhappy marriage. And against my better judgment, I pursued her, and 3 months after we started dating, we got engaged. So I borrowed $15,000 from my mother to put a down payment on a house. I moved Jessica and her son in with me, and we all lived as a family. And for the first 2 years, things were pretty good.
And she was still married with a kid?
Yep.
All right, continue.
We got pregnant and had a miscarriage. We got pregnant, had another miscarriage. We did that 4 times. Fifth try, we finally had our son about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And then a few months later, got pregnant again and had a daughter. So now we have 3 kids, and we're all living in the house. For the last 1.5 years or so, Jessica and I have kind of grown apart. There's been a disconnection in our relationship. And originally when I called your show, I was going to ask how to reconnect with her. But in the pit of my stomach, I always had a feeling that something was going on. And I found out that she cheated on me with somebody that she was working with. And I'm just falling apart, John, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I screwed everything up, and I don't know what to do.
So, number one, thanks for calling. And you're right, this is a mess.
It's a big mess.
Yeah, you found somebody who would love you. Connection makes us do dumb things, and it gets us in over our head. And so does fantasy and a picture of this could work, and we can figure this out. And someone that looks at us and says, I love you. It changes us, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm going to be super honest with you. And I know this is a heavy season of your life, okay?
Okay, I really appreciate that.
This is completely full stop over. She's moved on. She's done it before, and she's done it to a person who's still her husband. There's probably somebody in between you two. And then there was you, and now the same script has played itself out again. And it is grief, and it is shame, and it is all those things. But before you do anything else, before you go down the rabbit hole, you have to sit in it for a second and grieve.
Yeah.
Are you gonna let me in? Why is my key not working?
Because I changed the locks.
Why?
Because Brian told me that you still have a Tinder.
Can you please just let me in the house?
No. Go back to wherever you were staying, which I don't believe at all that was your sister's house.
You're really not gonna let me in?
No. I could have told you earlier, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, why did you let me get all the way to the front door?
I wanted to waste your time. Because you wasted a lot of mine, so.
Do you know why I say it's all men?
Do tell. How are we going to rationalize generalizing an entire population of people today?
Because the men that are like, it's not all men, they always prove that they're part of the problem.
So some men are showing that they're problematic. What a novel revelation that must be. But most reasonable people actually do understand that there are problematic individuals in every demographic. Although what those individuals do understand that others seem to not is that just because there are some members of the group that act in a certain way that makes the rest of them look bad doesn't mean that it's justifiable to generalize that entire demographic. For instance, there are some women that do not seem to know how to form a rational and logical argument. However, that does not mean it's a justification to say that all women are irrational and overly emotional. See how that works? So if you can't say that you would justify generalizing all women based on the actions of some. Why exactly would you justify generalizing all men?
Okay, you know what I noticed? Because this is a comment under me talking about a woman's infidelity and adultery. And this is someone justifying it. I noticed that people who justify them cheating, they have anxiously attached attachment styles. They are really codependent on people to fulfill their needs instead of God. And this is why they justify it, because they do not have a relationship with God where they go to God to get validation, where they go to God to get their cup poured, where they have an identity, a strong identity in Christ. You know what I'm saying? And they have a devotion and commitment and loyalty to Christ. And that mirrors exactly how they will be with their partners, with their spouses. And this goes for men too. Okay, because recently I've been on like some debates and stuff, and some men, they just will cheat, and then validate it, right? That it's in my nature. But as a Christian, what I have to say and stick up for is that we are supposed to experience two deaths. We're supposed to experience one death here, and that's the death of the flesh. So even if it's in your nature, like women are very hypergamous, right? It's our desire to want more, and be in the survival. But we have to die to that and become content and dependent on what Christ gives us, our daily bread, right? And we're all doing this. When you're a part of the church, when you're a part of the body of Christ, you all become one and one like mind, right? I could talk to men and women who have done the death process and have gone through the fire, and we all say the exact same thing. We're not on different lingos. There are Christians that play dress up. And you can tell when you have died to yourself exactly who that sheep is, because they mirror pride. You don't look like the God I serve. The God I serve would not tell me to divorce my husband. You know what divorce is? God would not divorce me. So I'm not divorcing my husband. God would not break the covenant he made with me. And he would not fail on his promises. God loves covenant far more than me. God loves marriage far more than me. So how I care about my marriage, and I care about reconciliation and restoration and everything with my marriage, he cares about it 10 times more than me. So it is up for me to surrender to him and become what I need to become so that process can happen, right? Men are really simple and really easy. That's another thing I've learned. They really, really, really change. I mean, I've seen it from, oh my God, time and time after again. I've seen a man change because of the devotion and the loyalty and the commitment the woman has to Christ. It is something in them. It is really because that spirit of God, man. And we have killed it. Women have killed it. Their innate nature to just lock in with God has been killed. You know what I'm saying? But it can be reawakened. It could be birthed out of them, because they have this desire to be honorable, do what's honorable, do what brings them integrity. They have a desire to die. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of men find a lot of purpose in work, labor. You'll see men on the oil rigs. You'll see men out at sea, at the oceans. They put their life on the line, and they have this desire to do it. They don't complain about it. They work on the railroad tracks. They work in dangerous jobs, and they love to do it because it gives them purpose and meaning. So men have this like innate desire to want to die for their woman as well. So when they have a good woman, a woman to be praised, that Proverbs 31 woman, they'll happily die because it's what they're searching for. They're searching for that first death here on earth. I've really noticed that about men. So even if you have low-key a trash man, which, this is why fathers are supposed to pick out the husbands for the daughters, because women don't know how to pick out the proper man. They go based off feelings, what feels good in the moment, and then they get themselves into a whirlwind of just so much chaos and drama, confusion in their marriage. But like you see those like trashiest men that they come to Christ and they become renewed. You see men that were cheaters and all kinds of stuff. Even in prisons, they find Christ. You know what I'm saying? They find meaning again, which is death, a first death of their old identity. So this is validating having an affair, and I just want to say that affair is very selfish, and it's a direct reflection on your lack of death to Christ. You are still living for people. You're still living for the validation of the world and what the world could bring you. And for women, we really struggle with that death process because we're not taught that that's the honorable thing to do. We're taught that self-preservation, narcissism is the right thing to do. We serve a different God than men. We serve emotions and we serve pride a lot more. And I think it's rooted back to Eve again, because she wanted more. She was listening to the serpent. The serpent said, "You can know all things, good and bad." And I feel like divorce I'm kind of going off the dome right now, but like divorce is kind of like, what else could there be outside of this marriage? It's kind of like that. It's like, what else could there be? I could get more. I deserve more. I deserve better. But even that thought process, I deserve better, I deserve more, it's just false. You don't. One thing me and my husband both said, we don't deserve a gosh darn thing. We are dirty rags. We are dirty, filthy rags. And when you know you are a sinner, you know that you're in a fallen state, because we're in a fallen world. That means I am no better than the other person. I might not do the same stuff as you, but until I do that first death, here, death in the death of surrendering my life for living a life of Christ, which that life is hard. You're devoted and you're committed and you're loyal to Christ, and Christ is going to ask you to do some pretty hard things. I'm sorry. So until then, you serve your emotions and you serve what's best for you, and you serve a different God. You serve pride. You serve happiness. You serve feelings. And this is why a lot of men, they really are upset with us. They're upset with women. You see in the comments, they're really upset with women because they feel like, what is the point of marriage? Women don't find surrendering their life, giving up their lives to serve their husbands, to serve a family. They can't find that anymore, and women don't find it pleasurable anymore.
Well, what you're talking about, and I don't believe that people should stay in a situation that is toxic. Like if a dude just keeps on doing something, he's just playing in your face, and you're not sorry about it, he's disrespectful, and you're kind of, I gotta get up out of there, right? I think it's okay for men and women to have some boundaries, some ways that they want to live, and some things that they say, hey man, I don't really like that, man, and I thought that's something that we discussed, before the relationship even got started, and I don't appreciate you doing that, right? But the commitment level for a lot of modern women is not there. Once again, the divorce rates are somewhere around 50%. It's directionally, I think somebody said it's directionally correct, but 70 to 90% of the time the woman is going to leave. So that statistic lets us know they're not committing to anything. And what modern women have gotten good at is creating, kind of like what you're talking about here, they're creating excuses as to why they will be able to do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. I think this comment you said has here is talking about cheating. It says because most have already exhausted the idea of basically the idea of the other partner. And she said she probably nagged him about what she needed and he ignored it, right? So it's all about me. It's all about what I want. I need this. I need that. I want to do this. I want to do that, so I can do whatever I want, however I want. And what I want to do at the end of all of this is after I cheat, I'm going to leave. And then when I leave, I'm going to try to take everything and leave him broke, because it's all about me. Like if you want to leave the man, if you don't want to be with the man, like you say, he nagged and or she nagged and he ignored it, then just go ahead and leave. You don't need to leave with his money. You don't need to leave with the stuff that he built up. You're a strong, independent woman. Take your money that you made in the marriage. You take that and you move on. But what you stay trying to do is, I want this and I want that. Stuff that don't even belong to you, you want. Because it's not, even if you go out there and cheat on the man and you say, you know what, hey, listen, I cheated on you. It's over. I'm out. I'm a bounce. Hey, let's split everything halfway down the middle. I'm going to take what's mine. You take what's yours. And the stuff that we shared, we're going to split that halfway down the middle and we're going to take it. Modern women, they're not going to like that, because they can't feel like the man won in the situation. They can, especially if the man that they trying to run to is trash, they can't feel like that man won. So I got to take a little bit more so I can feel like, oh, well, I got the better end of the deal. And I got to have people hyping me up. to let me know I made the right decision, and not only cheating on this man, but leaving this man, and then taking about 60-70% of the stuff at least, and trying to ruin this man because after all, he's a bad person. And it's funny when that man pops up on the scene again and he's married to somebody else and they have kids in the family, and you see that 5-10 years later, and then you'd have been pumped and dumped by the guy that you thought was going to give you the world. Modern women do that all the time, man. They're not faithful. They're not loyal. They're not worried about no commitment. They're not worried about nothing. All they worried about is what they got going on. All they worried about is themselves. They go round and round in circles. They go here, they go there, and I just chasing their tail. Can't trust them.
The reason that we might be separating is because I've discovered that I am polyamorous and my partner might not be.
If she's doing this polyamorous stuff, she doesn't like you.
You're telling me I'm supposed to let a man come live in this bedroom?
Honey, no one gives a lick about your pillows.
Men, I have a question for you. What do you bring to the table?
Nothing worse than a cute girl that you want to put on mute, right? Where's the list of what you bring to the table?
So you guys can have high body counts and somehow your morals aren't in any way dirtied up, but women can't.
Earth to honey. Men and women are different. You know, we all talk about the gym girls. The egotistical, everyone's always looking at me, lying gym girls. Well, this one takes the cake.
Jacob worked 14 years to earn Rachel because that's the woman that he loved. Leah was given to Jacob, and Jacob slept with her enough to father 6 sons, but still didn't love her. Every time Leah had a baby, she said, now my husband will love me. And guess what? He still didn't love her. When he finally marries Rachel, and you guys think that you need to meet a certain kind of requirement for a man to love you, Rachel could not do what a woman is supposed to do that a man can, which is have a child. Jacob still loved her. And when Rachel suggested that Jacob goes ahead and sleeps with his concubines, her maidservants, in order to have a child, Jacob did not hesitate to sleep with them. Jacob slept with all of them. He slept with Leah's concubines. He slept with Rachel's concubines. Rachel did nothing to prove that for Jacob to love her. She didn't do anything. She just was existing. Jacob slept with all these women, and yet the only person he loved was Rachel. Do with that information what you want to do with it.
Well, I do understand what you're saying. I think your overall point, if I understand it, is that it doesn't matter what you do as a woman. If the man doesn't like you, the man doesn't like you. Like, you can have his children, you can have this, and this. If he doesn't like you, he doesn't like you. But I think, we have to take a little bit deeper look at this, because really, honestly, and truly, all of them, all 3 of them, were put in a bad situation. Jacob went down there for Rachel. He wanted Rachel. And so the deal was, I will work for you 7 years to have Rachel. The problem is really with Laban, her father, because he said, he deceived, he lied and said, nobody's coming up here. That's what he did. He said, nobody's coming over here for Leah. Leah is, she's not attractive. That's what the Bible says. She's not a very attractive person. Okay. Less than stellar. So nobody's really coming over there for her. And I really got to get her out of the house. I think, if I remember correctly, it was kind of supposed to be the oldest gets married first and then the youngest. Rachel's the youngest. Leah is the oldest, obviously. So Jacob said, darn all that. I want Rachel. Just give me Rachel. I'll work for her, but just give me Rachel. Laban didn't want to do that. So he made Jacob work for 7 years under the false idea that when I finish, I'm going to get Rachel. It was Laban that then went in there and put Leah in place. Now, that wasn't her fault. That was Laban's fault. He put her in place of Rachel and said, okay, take her. And now you get this woman pregnant. Now I got to do the honorable thing and keep her. Because that's the way it was done back in the day. Now you didn't put me in a bad position. Okay, well, in order for you to get Rachel, you got to work another 7 years because now he has to wed Leah. So he has to fix that situation, right? And Leah, once again, she caught in the middle. She looking for love. So, I guess I'll go in there. I guess I'll do what I'm supposed to do. According to you, what I'm supposed to do. He works another 7 years, Jacob does. Now he gets Rachel. They leave and they're doing their own thing. Leah's having children. Rachel is not. Rachel wants children. Jacob wants Rachel. Leah wants to be loved. I mean, the blessing at that time was kids, right? So, if you have kids or you can't have kids, it's a blessing for you to have kids. So she's being blessed in that way, but she really wants love. I want affection. I want a man. So it's kind of a partial blessing, but then Jacob in and of himself has to, make the best out of his situation, because I've been put in a situation to have Leah when I really didn't want her. I wanted Rachel. But then Rachel is kind of put in a situation to where, Rachel was a little bit, in some instances, she might have had a little bit of an attitude, a braggadocious attitude. I'm pretty, I'm cute, right? And so a lot of that is knocked down when she can't have children until later, and she's finally grateful that, okay, shoot, now I can have kids. But I don't see what that has to do. What you're trying to say, I think, again, is, well, if a man loves you, he's going to do da-da-da and this and that. So don't do this and don't do that. No, it was a bad situation for everyone. And it was brought on by somebody else that was sticking their hands in other people's business. If he would have just, okay, well, that's unfortunate. Let me see if I can find you a husband that actually likes you, that actually wants you. Leah could have gone on and done her own thing. And Jacob could have gone on and done his own thing with Rachel. But it's not necessarily, well, you can never do enough, which is, I think, what you're trying to say. You can never do enough to get a man to like you. Even before he married her, when he first came up, he didn't like her. And he stated as much. I'm here for Rachel. You forced her on me. I didn't want her. So no, you're not going to be able to do enough because I never wanted her. And I made that clear from the jump. You can't then force me and say, well, you're going to like this one or you're going to. That's what we can take from it. Don't force yourself on another man. If he says from the jump, I don't like you. Like who likes you? Don't go in there trying to take over him and override what he told you.
You can have romantic feelings or desires for, because chemically, biologically, physiologically, in our human nature, you just come around the opposite and naturally feelings arise. If anything is attractive, your eyes can see that and your body begins to send signals to the conscious and the subconscious. That's just a natural, physiological, biological feeling. But you don't base any major lifetime decision on a temporary natural feeling. So the feelings of romanticism and attraction can come. It doesn't mean that you make a decision and act on a temporary attraction. And this is not just for single people, this is for married people, because that's where the enemy comes in and traps so many people, because the enemy knows that we are vulnerable in our humanity. This is why we need to be yielded our entire lives. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice, because if you're not careful and you don't submit your body as a living sacrifice, then all types of trigger points will come in the natural body and it will bring you into a state of confusion, because you'll marry, you have a husband, but now there's a work bay. You have a wife, but now somebody's bringing you chocolates and treating you to lunch and giving you Starbucks gift cards. And then all these feelings start to rise. And now you start to take your eyes off of your bride, the one that God assigned to you, your mate, your lifetime partner, your destiny helper. But because of feelings, but you're not meant to just act on any feelings. Don't confuse a feeling with something that is meant to be.
I'm sorry. I know it's like not a popular thing to say. Stay-at-home mom is not a hard job. Like hot tar roofer, that's a hard job. landscaper. That's a hard job. And we've even created a culture. Motherhood is the hardest job in the whole world. And this Mother's Day, remember that mom is the hardest job. We've got people gassed up on this idea that like, oh my God, the hardest job in the world is being a mom. And it's like, guys, it's not. It's not. It's not the hardest job in the world. It's an incredibly important job. You could make the case that it's the most important job in the world for sure. But it's the most physically taxing, incredibly, and by the way, it's transient. You're telling me a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old, it's the same gig? No, I had 2 kids. Trust me, 2, really hands-on, really challenging. 8, still hands-on, but in a very different way. 18, not really that hard anymore. Psychologically, maybe you have to be there in different ways and discipline in different ways, but like the hands-on part of it, it's not as difficult.
No NFL, we in the field and we up on the score just like a touchdown. After church, who the lavish in the bed.
Sir, I have so many questions. 1, what did you drink? 2, who are your friends that let you go home with them? How big is your bed?
Bro said, this is the company that I keep, dog. This type of stuff that I like. Hey, I guess, hey, listen, I mean, yeah, I guess you got to do you, man.
Just remember, for every single mom claiming she does it on her own, there is a man out there dying to see his kids. Literally dying to see his kids. Not everybody's story is the same. Some single moms choose to be single moms because they would rather alienate the father and cause him undue amounts of stress and emotional chaos and turmoil than just let him be a dad. Everybody's story is different.
What would you say a pain that a man goes through that a woman would not understand?
Being wrong and accepting it. I know I struck a nerve. I know some of y'all looking at me like, but you know.
You're married with kids and want to change your life? Okay, stop degrading your husband in front of others. Stop grabbing your phone when your kids are making you overwhelmed. Stop leaving tiny messes around your house that take 2 minutes to clean in the moment, but because you've left them all day, it's now taking you 60 minutes. Stop thinking your attitude doesn't affect the whole house. Stop staying up late at night doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, and instead get up early and take care of yourself before the kids get up. Instead of reading raunchy romance novels, go ahead and read books that aren't spiritually bankrupt. Stop finding an excuse for literally everything in your life. Don't view your home and your children and your life as a burden. People who say and do things are living 2 completely different lives.
Why did you post that picture?
Because I wanted to. My body, my choice.
Right, I get it. Your platform, your consequences.
It's just a photo.
No, it's a signal.
To who?
Men looking for availability. Women don't post thirst traps for memories. They post them for market.
You're jealous.
No. Jealousy is fear. This is standards.
You don't own me.
Correct, but I also don't sponsor disrespect.
It's engagement.
So is gambling. So is debt. So is addiction. Attention isn't neutral. It trains behavior.
So what, I delete it?
You decide what matters more. Stranger's validation or your partner's position.
And if I keep posting?
Then we're not dating. We're sharing you with the internet. And I don't do group relationships.
Keeping women from the love they truly desire is that they will not allow a man to fully love them, protect them, and provide for them. Because they have been the man in their life. They have been the masculine in their life. And the only way for a man, a masculine man, a safe man, a loving man to come into your life is if you stop being the man in your life.
Oh my gosh. I don't think women like hearing that though.
Women don't like hearing that, but women love hearing it.
I've had men that come in for a divorce that tell me all the time that their stay-at-home wives have no value and that they haven't contributed anything towards their marriage, so why should they get anything out of it? And I have to tell them, look at what your spouse has done over this period of time. If you look at how much a stay-at-home mom is worth, let's talk about what they do every day. They're a private chef for not only your children, but for you. They're house cleaners. They're housekeepers. They're people that do your laundry. They're chauffeurs. They are childcare providers. If you look at all of these things combined, if you added their salary up, you're looking upwards of somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 a year just for all of those services that a stay-at-home mom provides. That's why the law protects them, because if you had to pay all of those things, you wouldn't have been able to afford her.
No, you're not, because y'all don't be doing half of that. And the stuff that you're doing, you don't even be doing it right. Now, you love your kids, and you be taking care of your kids to the best of your ability. But that's honestly and truly about the only thing that you be doing right. Y'all don't cook but maybe once or twice a week. The home be in shambles. You don't work. You a stay-at-home mom, so we already got that. You're not a private chef. You're not. Like I said, the house don't really be clean like that. And we're talking about having a newborn. Y'all are not really dedicated to the job like that, if you're honest. That man got to come off of a 12-hour shift and start working. He got to come off of it. You've been taking naps because the baby don't be awake all day. Even if you have, let's say 30% of the time, the baby is not sleeping through the night. Let's say that 30% of the time, the baby not sleeping through the night. And you got to kind of be up with the baby. When the baby goes to sleep, you're going to be asleep. The husband's going to be at work all day. All day. He not going to take a nap at the job site. He going to be up there for 12 hours a day. Let's say 8. Let's say 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours a day. He going to come home and he going to have to take care of the child. Oh, I just need a break. I need this, and this. Did you not get enough breaks throughout the day? I understand that, especially with newborns, when they first come up out of there, then like it's kind of like around the clock. I might sleep for an hour, 2 hours. That's really where it gets you. You get sleep, but it's never truly restful sleep. Especially if you're a first-time parent, you don't know what to expect. Everything is a big deal, and you kind of you don't want the baby to die. So you kind of like look in and you're like, oh my goodness, I gotta make sure that, the baby has this, the baby has that, and all that other stuff, which is good. But what I'm saying is, once you start to lock in with your schedule, once you start to learn how to structure your schedule, then everything becomes easier. So you should become more efficient. And by efficient, a lot of these homes today are, you got the technology around you. And if you can't get, you might not be able to get say for instance, a KitchenAid blender that's like $300 or $400. But Amazon has a blender that you guys can probably get around tax time, when you get your income tax for like $60. Seriously, man, you can get that for $60 and it works just fine. You can get a blender if you throw the mashed potatoes in there. You don't have to use it for desserts or rolling dough and stuff like that. You can boil some mashed potatoes, walk off, or some potatoes, walk off, and then come back, throw the potatoes in there, throw some milk in there, put it on low or medium, and let it go. Come back and check it every so often, but let it go. Let it mash those potatoes up for you. And when you're done, you throw that in the dishwasher. That's it. Like I said, Sam's Club has pods. Those little dishwashing pods for about $12 or $13, depending on where you are. That's not going to be a lot of your salary. So potatoes don't cost, depending on where you are, once again, maybe $5 or $6 for a 5-pound bag. So that's cheap. Even if you on a budget. So $5, $10, $15, $20 right there, plus the $60, that's $80. You got a tool, you got multiple things right there that's helping you clean that kitchen, that's helping you clean that house. I mean, you can get a Swiffer, that helps. I mean, I know if you want a mop and a bucket, it's probably going to be a little bit more cumbersome because you have to go in there, you have to put the water in the bucket, yada yada. I get it. I understand it. But Swiffer's still selling mops. They still selling mops, right? So you can, if you want to mop the house and clean the house, you can still do that. Once again, Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, they be having Black Friday before Black Friday even start. These people are looking for a reason to sell something. Oh, it's a random your birthday sale. 20% off, 30% off. So you learn to buy the things that makes your life more effective and more efficient. But what modern women specialize in, what you doing, and I'd be scared to have you as a lawyer, what you doing is creating stuff, just putting stuff out there out of thin air, just pulling stuff out of there. You do this, you do that. So your salary would be $300,000. You know what you sound like? You sound like those people, and it's around tax time right now, that say, well, you can take a tax deduction or a deduction for this, and you get credit for that, and this, and that. And they pull all that in, knowing that you're not supposed to have that, and then you fool around and get audited by the IRS. You fool around and get audited because they don't know what they're doing. They're just talking. They just running their mouth. And I'm sure because you out here validating these women, they flocking to you. But you a darn lie. And you know you a darn lie. It's not, I mean, I understand. I get it. You're going to have some struggles, probably a pretty good amount of struggles. But come on, man. Can we be real with ourselves? Can we be honest, bro? Y'all not having the most difficult time. Number one. Number two, a lot of these women want to be home with their baby. I don't want to send my baby out there. I don't want to put my baby in daycare. They don't want to do it. That's why they want to have the option to stay at the house. And guess what the man has to do? Now I have to work longer hours. I have to work more, right? So not only am I working more days, I'm working longer hours. If I need to get a second job or figure it out, sometimes that means, hey, mama, hey, daddy, if you haven't, can't you mind if I borrow some money? A man has to do that, whatever it is. And while you sitting at home playing with the baby, ooh, coochie, coochie, I'm a little teapot. While you're doing that, that man is out there trying to figure out how to make some money. While you're doing that, that man is out there trying to fix stuff around the house, trying to make sure the car is working and in good working order, so you can run the Target here and there. So you can run to the park and just sit in the shade and sip in your Stanley cup. What are we talking about right now? What are we talking about? And once again, I don't mean to say that you're not doing anything, that you're not working hard, that you're not stressed out, because them babies can and will stress you out. You're going to feel like doing something to them babies, because sometimes you just be so tired. The baby don't want to go to sleep. You just, my. But I'm telling you, when you look at the totality of things, I think you'll be all right. If you just stay the course, I think you'll be all right. But it ain't no reason for you to come up in here lying and carrying on, acting like they doing 4, 5, and 6 jobs. That's not, oh, you work $200,000, $300,000. No, you're not. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get out there on the open market with that BS. And a man's going to be like, oh, that's cute. Just like you. That's really cute. Are you always this funny? Let me buy you a drink. Oh, this man is so chivalrous. He bought me a drink. I went home with him because I want to have a little rendezvous. Finally, a man that respects me. That man clapped them cheeks and send you on out the street. Oh, I thought, what is this world coming to with these men? I thought they was this and I thought they was that. And I thought I met a man at a bar and I thought he was, for the first time in a long time, I felt like he was really seeing me for me. No, you was talking that BS. And he said, that's cute, just like you. Let me buy you a drink. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. What you mean? Let's go home tonight. Let me get a little something about you. You wanted it too. And I'm going to go ahead and send you on your way. But you was talking foolishness back in that bar. That was great what we just experienced, what we just had right there. But you was talking foolishness. I'm not marrying that. So keep on with your little clients, hyping them up, talking stupid to them, and see where it gets you.